power does makeup hold? Does it give you confidence? Does it make you feel beautiful? Or maybe it allows you an escape from the world to become anyone or anything you want to be. For me, the power of makeup is the power to create, the power to transform into the things of dreams or nightmares. There is no limit to what you can create. All you need is a little imagination. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Monica. Today I'm bringing you my NYX FACE Awards Top 30 Challenge, The Power of Makeup. And the way I'm interpreting it is the power of transformation and imagination. Therefore, I wanted to give you guys something that will hopefully inspire you, because looks like these sure inspire the hell out of me. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So I'm starting off with blocking out my brows. I'm just using a glue stick, pulling the hairs upward and really just kind of cementing them to my forehead there. I did 2 layers of wax, making sure that it was dry in between each little layer. And then once that's set, then go ahead and use your NYX HD Studio powder. Dust it over the top to start to set. And then grab your NYX Gotcha Covered Concealer. This stuff is awesome. And I'm putting that right over my brows, blending it in with the beauty sponge, and repeating this powder and concealer process until you look like a browless little alien. To further amplify the alien factor, I'm throwing on a bald cap. I already slicked my hair pretty darn close as I could get to my head. Put it in a low ponytail to try to hide it as much as possible. And then once you have your bald cap on, go ahead and sketch out all the areas where there's excess material and latex. So I just used one of NYX's brow pencils to do that sketching, and now I'm just going in and getting rid of all that excess material, making sure that everything still needs to cover what I need to cover. Once I'm done with that, I'm going in with some spirit gum and just adhering it to my skin. For this specific look, I'm not too worried about the edges being very smooth or perfect, because the headpieces that I made for this are basically going to cover most of it anyway. But once I've got everything glued down, I'm just going over it real quick with the NYX HD Studio setting powder. Now before moving along, I'm going to throw in some Scalera contacts to really just amp up this look and give it a little creep factor. And then I am going in with my NYX Green and Blue cream paints, and this is going to be the base of our skin. So I'm starting off with the green, using that as the base layer, and then once everything is covered with the green, then I'm going to go in with the blue and do the exact same thing over and mix them on myself. You can certainly pre-mix it before applying, so that way it's just a nice and easy deal, but you know, I just got to make things a little harder for some reason. I am then setting all of that with the NYX SFX setting powder, really going ham if you can't tell. Then I am taking the orange cream paint and putting that in the negative space that I created in the center of my body and my neck. Also setting that, and then using the white cream paint and stippling that with the brush just right in the center of that orange to kind of give it a little bit of a dimension, and then deepening the orange a tiny bit. Then taking some black and actually stamping this on a sea sponge, which has a bunch of divots and texture to it. I'm stamping this all over my upper body that has that tealish base to it, and also along the perimeter of where the teal meets the orange. I'm grabbing the black shade from the Surreal My Heart Avant Pop palette and using this to kind of start sketching out detail pieces in the upper body, so the bust, the collarbones, and the front of the neck. Next, I'm taking the Born to Glow palette and using the lightest shade, I'm placing this on my collarbones just to add a little highlight. And then I'm going back in with that black on a number 23 brush and using this to contour my cheekbones as well as the underneath bit of my nose. I'm also using the orange shade from the Art Throb Avant Pop palette to add a little warm tinge to the center of my face. Going back in with that sea sponge, I'm taking that black cream paint and stippling it along my cheekbone contour, the sides of my face, and sides of my jawline, and all along the bald cap as well. To brighten up the center of my face a little bit, I'm taking some white cream paint, placing it on my chin and underneath my eyes, and blending that out with a sponge. Using that black eyeshadow, I'm just defining that inner brow bone area, only dragging it to about the center of my lid and blending it out. Using the black bean jumbo pencil, I'm placing this on my waterline. Next, taking the NYX Warm Neutrals Ultimate palette, I'm using the dark red shade in the palette and just placing that only on the lower lid and blending it out and building it up as needed. Grabbing this greenish teal shade from the Avant Pop collection, I'm placing that on the crease and blending that out, utilizing the cream paints as a base for the eyes. I'm then going back in with that red shadow and doing a kind of reverse liner underneath the eye, dragging that all the way up to my temples. Then I'm going in with that light tealish blue shade and using this to highlight my cheekbones, cupid's bow, and the inner corners of my eyes. Going back in with that greenish teal shade, I'm placing that all over the lid, and then I am grabbing this peach shade from the Love You So Mochi collection, placing that in the center of the lid, and then also grabbing the tealish shimmer shade from the same palette and placing that right over top the peach tone. Next, I'm using the double stacked mascara on my upper and bottom lashes, and then going in and deepening that inner socket area a little bit more. And then I'm using the Wicked Lashes in number 17, and I customized them a little bit by adding some paper lashes onto them to make the look a little bit more dramatic. And then I also decided last minute that I wanted to make my lower lashes white, so I'm just using the white cream paint on a spoolie brush and using that as a mascara wand to apply that to the bottom lashes. I am then taking these handmade gills that my friend helped me make the other day, and I'm just figuring out where I want to place them on my neck and then adhering them with spirit gum, and then going in with some eyeshadows and just kind of deepening the ridges, helping it blend a little bit more overall and giving it more of that dimension that it needs. And then do the exact same thing on the other side. So this is the headpiece that I made for this look. I'm just seeing how it looks on now, and then I'm going to show you how I made it. So basically, I created the whole thing from foam sheets and construction paper, and I'm going in between the webbing using the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk as like a base essentially, and then placing that light blue teal eyeshadow from the Avant Pop palette and using this to create the color for all the webbing. Next, I'm using the green and blue cream paints again, and like what we did with the skin, I'm going to do a wash of the green first on all of the spiky bits of the headpiece, and then overlaying that with the blue and blending it together. Then I am taking the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Black Bean, and I am just kind of starting to define the insides of the ridges here. And then I'm just going in with a little brush and smudging it out. And then I'm taking the black eyeshadow, dragging it up along the entirety of the ribbing, and then shading that as well. Then I am taking the super sketchy artistry eyeliner and then creating faux ridges in between the webs, and then doing the exact same thing with the white jumbo eye pencil. And then since the eye pencil is a lot creamier and harder to get fine lines with, I'm just going through with a brush and just kind of smudging it out and dragging it up a little bit more. And then next I am taking that orange eyeshadow from the Avant Pop collection, and I'm using this as an accent color with all these cool tones. So I'm placing that on the inner bits of the ridges and then along the tips of the little fins, just to kind of give it a cool little pop of something. And then lastly, I'm just going through and kind of adding texture and depth to the front of the headpiece here, and just kind of going in and touching up whatever needs to get touched up and deepening bits and pieces until I'm happy with it. Ta-da! And I also did the same exact thing with these tiny little miniature versions of fins, and this is what the finished product looks like. I am applying a generous amount of spirit gum to the entire base of this headpiece and holding it on my head until it dries down completely, and then doing the exact same thing with the tiny miniature ears that I made. So these are going to sit right in front and kind of give it a really cool tiered dimension with the other ones that are sitting behind it. And so while I was waiting here for it to dry, I noticed that there were a couple pieces that didn't get touched up with color, so I'm just going through and kind of doing that now while I have to wait for it to dry anyway. Lastly, I'm doing some webbing in between my fingers using just latex that I then put a coat of that light teal shimmer shade over to give it that kind of little pop. And we cannot forget the lips, so I'm actually using the NYX eye gloss in Bad Blood, and I'm just using my finger to place this in the center of my lips, and then just doing this teal skin tone on the corners and blending that together. And that is it, guys. You are now a sea nymph. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my take on the power of makeup and just the amazing transformative qualities that can be had. I think they're just so much fun. They're so inspiring and creative, and it's my personal favorite thing to see online, in person. I think it's so cool. So if you enjoyed this look, please vote for me to get into the top 20 of the NYX FACE Awards. Voting starts today, so go onto faceawards.com. The link will also be in the description box. You can vote 3 times a day per email for about a week, so go do that so we have more of a chance to make it into the next round. I would be so grateful, but only if you think I deserve it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you just like this video in general, please like and subscribe to my channel. Share this video with your friends. As always, it's so great to see you guys. I will catch you next time. Mwah!